The chickens have come home to roost. And they're roosting on Cuomo's political career. Now, after this report came out, the flood of Democrats and Republicans in New York, it should be everywhere, but in New York State, are calling for the governor to resign. Because after the lengthy investigation by Attorney General Letitia James, Cuomo violated the law with sexual harassment. Allegedly, investigation concluded. Albany DA running ongoing criminal investigation. Even in this Me Too atmosphere that we live under, I'm surprised he's still there. Will he resign? Time will tell, but I don't think he will, because if he doesn't resign, he still has some sort of power in New York. So he's sort of there. Going over this real quick. This is the report this is from Chuck Schumer. It says, as we said before, the reported actions of the governor were profoundly disturbing, inappropriate, and completely unacceptable. Both Schumer and Christian Gillibrand, the terrible goddamn senators of New York. Today's report from New York State Attorney General substantiated and corroborated allegations of brave women who came forward to share their stories, and we commend the women for doing so. New York's two senators continued to say the investigation led by New York Attorney General Letitia James was thorough and professional and found a pattern of sexual harassment or sexually harassing current and former employees. No elected official is above the law. Right. The people of New York deserve better leadership in the governor's office. We continue to believe that the governor should resign. It says, but the House Democratic Caucus Chair, Representative Hakeem Jeffries, who is the highest-ranking New Yorker in the House, stopped short of an explicit call for the governor to resign at this time. Really? I'm surprised. If he was a Republican, you know where he would come off right there. It says, but after the Attorney General's report, Jeffries is ready to call for the Cuomo's ouster. The investigation has found that the governor engaged in abusive behavior towards women, including subordinates, created a hostile work environment, and violated state and federal law. The time has come for Andrew Cuomo to do the right thing for the people of New York and resign. I agree, but I actually kind of find it funny that they get him for this, but they don't get him for killing thousands of the elderly in elderly homes. And I'm surprised. He's gonna get slammed for this, but not the freaking crash fire that's right over here. Oh no, don't worry about that. We got to get this. He sexually harassed women. Yeah, he did. We all know it. The report came out and stated it as much. What about these dead people? No. We got to worry about this. There's dead people? I hate to equate, sort of which is worse. Obviously, killing people is worse than, doing terrible behavior. Now, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the president, Potato, will address Cuomo's situation later Tuesday. Cuomo remained defiant Tuesday, calling a press conference Tuesday denying the allegations of the report, which names 11 women that he allegedly sexually harassed. He says, my attorney, who is non-political former federal prosecutor, has done a response to each allegation, and the facts are much different than they would have been portrayed. I want you to know directly from me that I have never touched anyone inappropriately or made inappropriate sexual advances. Now, if there isn't, just putting my lawyer hat on, I'm not a lawyer, but just sort of, if it's an allegation and there's no evidence like someone's seen it or it's just your word against mine, but 11 times, I don't know. Cuomo included his response many photos of him kissing, hugging, and otherwise putting his hands on several people, including men and women. Again, at this age, I don't know why you would do that. I'm a friendly person. Well, we see Joe Biden out there doing very inappropriate crap to many women or little girls. Everyone ever says anything about that. But you got this. This is in your face. Says, I do embrace people. I do hug people, men and women. Cuomo added, on occasion I do slip and say sweetheart or darling or honey. You can't do that anymore. I do banter with you. I do tell jokes. No. Some better than others. I'm the same person in public as I am in private. Oh, that's not a good idea. No. You even in this day, even if you trust the person you're working with, you should never. Honestly, if you want to just keep your job and keep trucking down the line and keep getting paid, I wouldn't talk to anyone at work. I wouldn't make jokes. I wouldn't visit people off hours. Say, hey, we're going to go to Chili's and have a couple. Nope. Nope, don't do it. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't do it. Now, when I was in the Army, everything's a little different. I usually worked around a bunch of dudes for a better part of my career. It wasn't until like my later years where I actually had female soldiers that I actually had to, and I made damn sure that if I was going to reprimand them or dish out some sort of non-judicial punishment, I had their squad leader there. I had another representative, one of my other squad leaders. I'd have at least 2 witnesses to make sure that there was nothing going on. That she couldn't come out and say, well, Sergeant Laszlo did this. Nope. There's no proof of that because I had witnesses and I made sure that the punishment fit the crime or whatever it was. Or if I was just doing a normal counseling session, I would make sure that if I was counseling a female soldier, I would have another soldier in there just to make sure that nothing went on. And I suggest that, as a boss or anything like that, and if you have a female co-workers, you don't do anything with one-on-one with them. It doesn't matter if you're going to the water cooler. Make sure someone's around you that if she brings up something, you're like, I didn't do it. What are you talking about? This guy was right here, and you didn't hear anything. That's the thing. But I think what we see here is that Cuomo thought he was untouchable and that he could get away with this crap and goes, what are they going to do, huh? Hey, what are they going to do? Are they going to come after me? Well, what? I'm a top Democrat here. As a matter of fact, this guy was 2 inches from being president almost. But then again, here we are. Representative Poopy Pants Nadler, today's report is deeply disturbing. For good of New York, Governor Cuomo must resign. He won't, it seems like, in a statement. The legal defense for Cuomo mentioned in the press conference was 85 pages long and stated that the Attorney General's office have directed an utterly biased investigation and willfully ignored evidence inconsistent with the narrative they've sought to weave from the outset. Oh, poor baby. Now it's an inappropriate, whatever. In coming to their conclusion, they ignored the governor's testimony and substantial corroborating evidence and were not candid about the fact at a press conference during which they announced their findings. Like I said, he is innocent until proven guilty. Even though the report came out stated that there's enough evidence to, bring up more charges, apparently. That's what's going on in the Attorney General in Albany, New York. Let's see. Sexual harassment is extremely serious transgression. We stand with the brave women who come forward. Blah, 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 blah. It is clear that he engaged in inappropriate, unlawful, and abusive behavior for the good of New York. Andrew Cuomo must resign. If he does not, the New York State Assembly must begin impeachment proceedings. Meanwhile, Representative Elise Stefanik, who has been in the Cuomo's staunchest critics, is calling for Cuomo to be arrested in light of the fact that the Attorney General concluded he broke state and federal law. Yeah, I agree. Why he should be frog marched in front of the press, right into the police station. Why? Bring up charges. If he's guilty of something that you claim to, Letitia James, why don't you arrest him? He's not above the law. Oh, that's right. He passes through a special membrane than the rest of us, apparently. Not only is he a Democrat, but he's still sitting governor. Doesn't mean it doesn't matter. Resign, impeach, arrest, Stefanik tweeted. The criminal sexual predator will not go quietly. He needs to be removed. This is a dark time for the corrupt cesspool in Albany. She also highlighted a post from the Albany County District Attorney's Office which said there is an ongoing criminal investigation into Cuomo by that office. Yeah. He should be gone. Should be gone. But I don't see any, and I'm checking the news right now, I don't see any updates saying that he was arrested. And he won't be. What will happen is they'll basically do this. They'll kind of go, well, he'll turn himself in. So he'll be allowed to quietly come in the back door and into the police station, get fingerprinted, get the photo taking, and then he'll be pretty much released on bail, essentially. Which, if he was anybody else, this would not happen to him. But, there again, Cuomo credibly accused and hopefully being brought up on charges. And like I said, the chickens have come home to roost.